Hey, I'm about to take straight vodka with this straight up Xanax, nigga. I'm about to get fucked up, what, nigga? Got me fucked up.
Hey,
turn this shit up.
Hey, dog, you got my fucking fist.
Oh, damn. Pills with vodka.
What up, though?
Pills with vodka.
Have you ever committed a crime?
Yes.
Crime?
Yes.
Yeah. No. Yes.
Yes.
How old were you when all this happened?
I was 15.
And how old are you now?
I'm 19 now.
17 years old.
16.
And how old are you now?
19. When I started getting in trouble, I was like 14. And up to the time I was about 16, 17 years old. And I'm 19 years old now.
The first time I got in trouble, I was 13, and I'm 16 now.
What crimes have you committed?
I have had 5 minor impossessions of alcohol, a battery and assault, and a possession of marijuana.
I have 3 counts of possession, a CCW, 2 fleeing and eluding charges, and home truancy and school truancy.
Driving.
Possession of drugs and firearms. I was in a fight with some kids, and then I just went back to their house and busted out their windows and busted out their parents' car windows and got charged with destruction of property and got in trouble for fighting. Me and my friends, we were riding our bikes, and we rode them through, well, I rode them through wet cement, like 20 feet of it, and a city worker stopped me and called the cops. And I was arrested for the destruction of city property.
What do you do to stay out of trouble?
I play lacrosse, basketball, and run cross country.
What were the legal consequences of your actions?
For fighting in school was the first time I ever got locked up, and that was a 9-day penalty warning. And then the second time I got caught, I was sent to a placement called New Dimensions. It's like a drug and alcohol rehab. And my consequence was for that was a 6-month program, and that was all for drinking and alcohol.
I've been locked up a total of 5 times. The first 2 times where I did like 2 months altogether. And then the third time I went to placement for about 9 months. And then the next 2 times I did a month each.
Well, first of all, I had to go to court several times, and I was placed in a juvenile facility for 6 months, and I had to pay for all the property that I ruined, and I had to do 1,000 hours of community service, and I'm probation for 2 years.
I had to pay $5,000, 1,000 hours of community service, juvenile jail time.
I was arrested and fingerprinted and booked and then released, so I wasn't charged with anything.
What were the consequences that your parents gave you?
Well, first of all, I lost their trust, and then they agreed with my judge to send me to my placement at New Dimensions at the Juvenile Justice Center in Macomb.
I don't have any parents. I was raised by my older brother, and he just paid for it all.
Well, when I got out of juvenile facility, they just wanted me to go back to school, get a job, and ended up kicking me out of the house because I was just following my same ways.
How did it change or affect your life?
I'd say that the biggest change and effect that it had on my life is that when I was doing the things that I was doing is I didn't realize how bad I was at doing them. I just thought I was doing what a normal kid does every day to day, and just thought that I was just drinking and popping pills and smoking weed like normal kids do, and I just thought that every kid goes through that. If I learned anything from it, it was what I learned what I was doing to myself and how I was disrespecting myself. And now I know like the difference of between it, and it wasn't just something normal, and it was something that was a problem for me.
It shows me to like respect my parents more because they were always there for me, and I learned more how to control my anger and just do what I gotta do.
Well, it changed my life by I just changed my ways and stayed out of trouble with the police, and it affected my life negatively because I no longer have a good relationship with any of my parents or my family.
I no longer talk to my brother because he continued to try to make me sell drugs and do illegal activities. So I'm living on my own with my aunt and uncle. So I'm just trying to stay good, stay in school. So it definitely changed my mind about doing illegal activities.
Well, it didn't really affect my life in a positive way. I kept smoking weed after I got off probation, and I actually got into a bunch of heavier drugs, and I've gotten into trouble since. I've got pulled over for minor possession of alcohol and open intox, and I'm on probation right now for it. And I'm actually about to get released, but in that time period I've been pulled over for intention to possess drugs, and I got my car impounded, and that was like $1,100 to get it back. And then I got pulled over and searched once before that, leaving a drug house. And I quit doing drugs, and I'm just trying to straighten my life out now.